Hello and welcome to ComiConway Crunch Time. It's the very last episode. I'm going to show you guys 3 different things, so we're going to try and go fast so we can fit them all in. First, some character piping using chocolate. So I have an image of the character I want to do, some parchment, some tape. I have some chocolate that I have pre-melted and ready to go. And I have a piping bag. Let me just reach on over and grab my scissors, which are the last tool I'm going to need for this project. Now, this is a really great trick and technique for decorating stuff where you can be able to add some custom stuff to any cake or cupcakes or any kind of fun thing you're doing at home. You're going to tape down both the image and the parchment paper first, open up your piping bag, and then you're going to start putting your chocolate into that piping bag. I like using this technique to be able to make custom character cutouts or being able to pipe out happy birthday in a way that later on we can eat it, so I don't have to run to the store and get a little pic or a sign or something that will go on the cake or cupcakes that I'm going to be serving. Next, I'm going to trim off the bottom of the piping bag, very, very small opening at the bottom. That's going to give me a lot more control. Now, there's a lot of different ways that you can pipe out a character. Today, I'm going to just do some detail line work for you guys here on camera. You can also use this just to make some character silhouettes, and for more finer detailed stuff, you can always do the outline work and the detail work that I'm doing today, and then take a different colored chocolate, either a white or a brightly colored one. You can pick any of those supplies up at your local bakery supply store. Michael's has a really great selection of them. I just picked up some chocolate from our last project we did in our first episode from Kroger. You can also pick up some melting chocolate at Walmart as well. Now I'm just going to go in and very thinly start doing the outline of the character. I'm doing an outline of Vegeta in his Super Saiyan form, one of my favorite characters from Dragon Ball Z. And when you're doing the layers of chocolate, you want to start off nice and thin. That way you can get those details into the design. And of course, the more you go back over with the chocolate and make more and more thin layers, the stronger the chocolate's going to be. So after you're done chilling this in the fridge, it's going to be a lot easier to pick up and handle. You can use a cookie spatula or any kind of a tool that's going to make it easier for you to pull that off of the parchment paper and keep it in one piece. And you can set it on top of a cake. If you make it really sturdy and pour a secondary color over the top of your detail work you've already done, then you can always see about putting a popsicle stick or a toothpick in there as well and layer some chocolate on it and be able to make a homemade edible image pick to be able to go on cupcakes or desserts. I love the chocolate piping technique too because it's great for doing initials on specialty desserts. You can be able to write out happy birthday, and it's just a really fun and easy way that you can customize sweets and treats for somebody special. Now, whenever you're doing the line detail work, you want to make sure that all the lines have a point where they're connected to each other in one way or another. That way, later on, if you want to peel this off and put it on something else, you'll be able to do that. Now, like I said, I'm just going to do outline work and a little bit of detail work to show you guys kind of an idea of what it should look like. And of course, you can also use this technique to write out your name. And since this is a bit of edible art, you always want to sign your name. This is a great way to get your kids to practice cursive too. Have them do it with a little bit of edible chocolate. And the great thing is, if you mess up, you can always remelt your chocolate and try again so nothing gets wasted whenever you're doing this project. It's fun, it's easy, and even if you mess up, you can always eat your mistakes. I'll turn this around so you guys can see my finished Super Saiyan Vegeta outline and detail work. Now, let's get into some pie decorating. Now, I've already got one pie that I made, but I wasn't happy with my detail work on it. I was trying to make a 7-star Dragonball one with 6 smaller ones and 1 big ball, but it didn't work. So we're going to do a fresh pie. I already have the main part of the pie ready to go. Now we just need to do the details. So with my second pie crust, I'm going to roll that out. Make sure it's a nice smooth surface I'm working with. Then I'm going to take my star-shaped cookie cutter and I'm going to cut out 4 star-shaped pie crust pieces and help make my strawberry pie into a 4-star Dragonball pie. Just nice, quick, and easy. This is a fun way you can be able to use cookie cutters. Imagine doing this with some Santa Claus cookie cutters or reindeer one and put them all around the edge of a Christmas pie. This is also a fun way you can decorate up a chicken pot pie or any kind of minced meat pie and make it something really fun and decorative instead of the traditional lattice work, which for the lattice work on my apple one, I actually used my pizza cutter rollout and just cut that out through the pie dough to make my lattice work. See? It looks so much better that way. Now, when I'm all done with that, before I put it in the oven, I'm going to take an egg and do what's called an egg wash. So I'm going to take that cracked egg and brush it on with a pastry brush. Something else I realized after doing this, I could have also used the cutouts with the open parts and done a second pie, but I only had 2 pie pans, but there's always next time. Now, for our final one, I'm going to make a Dragon Ball Z inspired mirror cake. Now, I've already baked the cake and decorated it, and I've been chilling it for a good while. And for those Dragon Ball fans, I'm making a carrot cake. If you don't get the joke, watch the show and you'll see where I'm coming from. Now, I did a dome cake. I made this using one of those soccer ball cake pans, and then I cut out a bottom part to help layer it up a little bit. Now, I've got my pan ready, I have the cooling rack, and I have parchment underneath there to catch my leftover mirror glaze. I'm using the recipe from Shell Sweet because it does come out as a really sweet and yummy flavor afterwards, which I was real excited about. Now, I have the pastry knife ready to go and my spoon. Now, the cake has been chilling for a good while and I smoothed it out. I did a buttercream frosting on it, but you can also use a mousse one. So fingers crossed, here we go. I'm going to pour this out. I've already got the color ready that I wanted. And there we go. I'm going to start pouring that out nice and smooth over the top of our cake. And that's just going to layer over it. Now, the colder you have the cake, the quicker this is going to set. And it's going to turn out looking really, really pretty. Your pastry knife is going to be for scraping up all the little drippings at the bottom as the glaze sets. So then you end up with a nice clean finish on the cake. You can also do this using different colors. Follow the recipe from shellsweets.com or any place where you find a mirror cake glaze that you really like the recipe. Try out a few different ones and see which one works the best for you.
Hey ComiConway, I am just cleaning up the studio because that was our very last crunch time. I would have loved to have shown you a perfect, pretty Dragon Ball Z inspired mirror cake. However, it was my first attempt at a mirror cake and I neglected to make sure that the glaze was not too hot and that the cake was much colder than it needed to be. So unfortunately, my mirror glaze, and you probably saw it in the video, was literally melting my buttercream because I didn't freeze the cake, I only kept it in the fridge. So may my mistake be used to help you make a perfect mirror cake. But thank you guys so much for tuning in for all of our ComiConway Crunch Time videos. Thank you so much for being a part of ComiConway 2020, and we can't wait to see all of you hang out and interact with us for next year for ComiConway 2021. Y'all be safe, have a holiday, and we will see you this Friday for Anime Talk, and stay tuned for the rest of our online content on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. See you guys then. Bye!